Dakota first. KX News at 10 starts now.
Good evening, I'm Nicholas Quallen.
And I'm Lauren Culber. Thanks for watching KX News.
After two Supreme Court decisions sided with mineral owners in cases against the state, dozens of families in similar lawsuits thought precedent was set.
Leading local Renee Cooper joins us now with tonight's top story. Hi, Renee.
Hi, Lauren. So what's happening here is the State Department of Trust Land says no, that does not set precedent. In fact, in the latest lawsuit, the first to appear in federal court, the state argues that the court doesn't have jurisdiction over the private citizens' claims. I've been covering multiple lawsuits for over a year, all brought forth by families who believe they retain the right to all mineral royalty payments on land they sold in the 1950s to make way for the creation of the Garrison Dam and Lake Sakakawea. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers drew a line at the riverbed before flooding the land. Recently, the state redrew it, and about 10 years ago, North Dakota families started noticing that the new line took away mineral acres, and in all, millions of dollars.
Around 1906 to 1907, Adolf Vose, a German immigrant and the patriarch of the Vose family, moved west to Williston, setting up a homestead and a butcher shop.
I don't know if you know where the Grand Theater is on Main Street in Williston, but that was the original Vose meat market.
Ed Lynch is a descendant. He says that butcher shop operated for about 60 years.
I remember as a really young kid, my mom taking me down there. It's amazing what they went through.
Lynch was left a portion of the mineral acres after the passing of his great aunt and godmother, Esther Vose, in 1989. The homestead, now flooded by Lake Sakakawea.
They didn't have much of a choice. It was either sell it to the federal government or the Army Corps of Engineers under the Flood Control Act of 1944, or it would be condemned.
About 10 years ago, after Lynch moved out of the state for work, he found out about 2/3 of the money in mineral royalties he was counting on wasn't there.
We could be living comfortably, and here we are struggling, you know.
I've got about a dozen other clients who are in the same boat.
The Lynch-Vose family is the subject of attorney Josh Swanson's latest lawsuit. He says the family was waiting to see what happened in two other major cases before filing. And when the state Supreme Court sided with the families in the Wilkinson and Sorum cases, Swanson assumed that would hold precedent. State Land Commissioner Jody Smith says every case is different.
For whatever reason, the state of North Dakota has decided to ignore those decisions.
So Swanson took this case federal. It was filed in December, and in late January, the state filed a motion to dismiss the lawsuit. Smith declined to comment on the ongoing litigation, but the motion cites the 11th Amendment that essentially protects states from lawsuits brought against them by citizens.
We're allowed to bring a claim against Commissioner Smith in her capacity as a land commissioner. She doesn't enjoy the same 11th Amendment immunity.
Swanson countered with this in a response brief. He also cited a 2019 U.S. Supreme Court case where a citizen was able to make a similar takings claim against the local government. Swanson believes this sets precedent for state entities, too. In the meantime, Lynch and his family wait.
I'm 57 going on 58, and as you get older and the stress and stuff like that, it's not a easy thing, you know.
Swanson says the decision in this case will likely take some time. He hopes there will be a ruling by the end of the summer. Back to you.
Renee Cooper reporting. Thank you.
Law enforcement testified today strongly supporting